What made you decide to go to New York though? Why not somewhere else?
Hated South Africa growing up. Like in high school, I was very anti South Africa. My dad's whole family's from the States.
Okay.
So we'd go every year visit them and we'd always fly via New York.
What about South Africa didn't you like growing up?
I just hated Joburg, honestly. Like looking back, that's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, I think also kids developing some sort of feeling towards the nation that's like opinions around you, because we don't know anything about fucking geopolitics when we're 15.
Nothing.
So that's definitely, I would have imagined, like I've always been very patriotic, but I think that's because my mom was very patriotic.
I didn't realize I didn't like it until I came back to South Africa for a week, and then I went back to New York and I was like, something's off, like something doesn't feel right. And I had a friend who was studying at NYU and I said to her, I was like, did you get this feeling when you went home? And she was like, yeah, you've like realized that this is not the place. Honestly, thank God COVID happened, otherwise I probably would still be there.
Speaking of America and photography and life and things, you were up there recently taking some cool photos. How was that experience?
It was so sick. If you can like go to a world major, I remember Erin Goodman, she ran London and she was like, world major, unbelievable. Like, and I thought like, how different can it be to Cape Town Marathon?
But how did you end up getting involved in that to begin with?
I remember messaging Erin Goodman and I was like, should I just pay for myself to like get there? And she was like, yes. And my family was planning a trip to New York over that time. So I kind of was like, hey, if I'm going to be in New York, I might as well fly out to Chicago for 3 days. Like, and I was like, I'm just going to take my savings and do this. I remember I landed in Chicago Saturday morning. I went straight from the airport to shoot, and that whole thing like paid for my Chicago trip and more. Thank God I listened to Erin in August and booked that flight.
Welcome to another episode of Beyond Physical, where we talk about the mental, emotional, social, and at times spiritual benefits of exercise. We believe that exercise is more than movement, and this podcast is our attempt at sharing that message with the world by sharing our own as well as our guests' experiences and knowledge. If you enjoy it, we ask that you please spread the message by leaving a rating and review, or even better, by sharing with a friend. On that note, Erin Goodman, welcome to Beyond Physical. Thank you for being here. For anyone who doesn't know, you can give me like a 3 to 7 sentence background just for context, like what you do, and yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm a photographer in Cape Town, mainly in the sports scene. Very new to it. Probably only got into it seriously a year and a bit ago. Background is lived in New York for a bit, did personal training there. Then COVID hit, came to Cape Town, studied marketing. 9 to 5 was not for me. Did an internship and it was the worst 4 months ever. And then found photography and the Cape Town running scene.
And now you're here.
Now I'm here.
You and I had a chat before Horizon opened, didn't we? You came to see like the construction site and all of that kind of stuff.
Nothing. It was just a building.
Yeah. That building is gone now. They've actually demolished it this year.
I was like, another building gone.
Another building gone. But at that stage, you were still quite interested in the fitness space and coaching, and of course now you are still, but in a different capacity. What did your year look like following that in terms of like, did you end up coaching?
No.
Okay.
So I stayed, I had one of my best friends, her sisters, Jade. I coached her online, but I like really struggled to, because I was so used to the New York scene and it was very different to the South African fitness scene. I feel like now we're on that level, whereas like 4 years ago, and especially like right after COVID, like I don't think South Africans really cared about health and wellness, and like they didn't see the value in like spending money on, you know, a fancy gym or like a class. Whereas like now they actually care about what the gym space looks like and the amenities and like what comes with it. And like the prices that we charged in New York, like they matched what the gym gave. Whereas like here, I remember I went around to like a bunch of different gyms and like the money that they wanted, like rent wise, I was like, this doesn't make sense. Like I'm gonna have to charge a client so much just to match that rent. And I was like, I'm not going to enjoy doing it. Like I already kind of fell out of love with it. So I was like, there's no point in me like doing it if I don't love it. And it's a bit like being a trainer is like hard. Like you have to be a people person and you have to like go into the session and want to talk to your client, and like you can't be there like upset or miserable, because then they're going to feed off that energy and then like it's just not going to be a good session.
Yeah, it is definitely challenging in that
so
regard.
Hard. It's like
that
it's really hard. Like you have to be in a good mood 24/7, or at least like put it on while you're training. Like you can't just, like accountants and like all of them, like they can just go to the office and sit at a screen all day and they don't have to chat. They don't want to. like a PT, like you have to be with your client and like listen to them, and you're basically their therapist.
Mm,
And if you're not in a
yeah.
good headspace, like no.
Weirdly enough, I would find that I could make the switch when the session started. So
Yeah.
like I could feel shit like a lot of the
You
time,
have to
often,
turn it on.
but like as the session started, it would
Yeah.
like sort of dissolve, and I would be a lot more into it. And
Yeah. You're just distracted for that 1 hour.
but also like I found that on those really difficult days that the person actually brought me out of that.
Mm.
So if you had the right clients, which
Yeah.
it is kind of a privilege to be able to pick your clients. So that took me a long time to get to that point, but
Yeah.
um, it is like it's a tough job for sure.
Yeah. I remember I had one client in New York. She was so frustrating. Like she was a uni student and super wealthy family, and she just come in and complain every single time. And I'm like, you are complaining about the dumbest stuff. Like this
Mm,
is like just I don't know. And after every session, I was just so drained, and I was like, this is not. I don't love this. Like it's taking away my love for personal training.
mm. So then you had your one friend Jade as a client online,
Yeah, love her.
and then
Oh,
for that year, is that when you started
that's
experimenting
when
with
I
photography?
no, not even. I went and studied marketing because I was like, I didn't have a degree, so I went to New York, did a personal training course there for like 7 months, and then went straight into being a PT. But then coming back here, I was like, I don't have a degree. Like, what am I going to go do? So I was like, "Oh, let me just study marketing." Like, I did a short course through UCT during COVID, like in sports business management, and I really liked that. And I was like, let me just do marketing. Like, it buys me 3 years to figure out what I want to do. Um, so I studied, and in between that, I just like I probably picked up my camera like 2 years into my degree. Had a bunch of friends doing CrossFit, and I was like, I have a camera, like, let me come fuck around. And that's literally what I did. I was shooting on automatic, even. Like, I, I didn't know what I was doing. I just had this camera, it wasn't fancy or anything. And then just started taking photos of them and somehow, like, got into shooting at like Wadapalooza in Miami, which is like a CrossFit event. And then my friends got to the CrossFit Games, and I applied to be a like part of the media team, and I got in there. So like went there, and I was like, oh, this could actually like be something. Um, and that's how I got into it. Like just honestly playing around.
What made you decide to go to New York though? Like, why not somewhere
I
else?
hated South Africa growing up. Like in high school, I was very anti South Africa. My dad's whole family's from the States. So
Okay.
we'd go every year visit them, and we'd always fly via New York. Stay in New York for like 4 or 5 days. It was the place that I knew, like it felt the most natural to me. Um,
What about South
but
Africa
I just
didn't you
like
like growing up?
I don't even know. I just was like so I don't know why I was so anti it. I was from Joburg, so like Joburg was all I knew. I'd been to Cape Town once when I was 12 for a family holiday, and I hated it because I was on a massive family holiday and I was 12. Like we just did the touristy stuff. But I don't know, I just thought like there wasn't a future here, and like I didn't like the people, and I just hated Joburg, honestly. Like looking
Mm.
back, that's what it was. I probably should have just come to UT for to UT. So I'm trying to say the race, the
To
running race.
UTCT
Yeah. Should have
at
come
the
to
age of 12.
UCT and studied. Like looking back, that's probably my parents probably should have forced me into that, but my parents aren't those type of people. So they were like, if you want to go give New York a try, like just go and see what it's about. And I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, I think also kids developing like a strong, like some sort of feeling towards the nation is
Yeah.
very much that's nurture. That's like opinions around you because we don't know nothing about fucking geopolitics when we're
No, I knew
15.
nothing.
So that's definitely, I would have imagined, like, I've always been very patriotic, but I think that's because my mom was very patriotic. So it's
Yeah.
like, because of that, I didn't really choose that viewpoint.
Yeah.
There comes a point where you decide to choose it because you become aware of it and you're like,
After
am I
being in
going
New
to
York
like,
for a year and I came
mm,
back here, I was like, shit, like
this is way
America
nicer.
sucks. Like
Mm,
I don't like it. After a year, I was like, I didn't realize I didn't like it until I came back to South Africa for a week. And then I went back to New York and I was like, something's off. Like something doesn't feel right. And I had a friend who was studying at NYU, and I said to her, I was like, did you get this feeling when you went home? And she was like, yeah, you've like realized that this is not the place.
mm.
And I was like, shit. And then honestly, thank God COVID happened. Otherwise, I probably would still be there.
Maybe
But the
you,
only reason I came back
yeah.
was because COVID.
Yeah, because it was, I mean, I suppose I would have hoped maybe that if you had stayed there longer, that perhaps there would have been elements of it that started to be more enjoyable, because it was only, like you said, really the contrast of like
Yeah.
coming to South Africa again and then going back and you're like, this is weird.
Yeah. Well, I was there for like 6 months, 7 months after I came back home. So like I did,
Okay,
it was like
some
I did
time,
like
yeah.
push it out, but like, yeah, it wasn't. And I remember my sister went to the US, she's studying there now. When she wanted to go to college, I said to her, I was like, Zoe, I promise you, like, America's not it. And she was like, no, I'm going. South Africa sucks. Like, exact same thing as how I was when I was 18. And I was like, oh, whatever. Like, she must do it and she must realize it.
Mm.
And she hates it. Like,
I mean, but the thing is, New York is like,
she's in Phoenix, Arizona.
okay, I don't know what
So
that's like, but
huge, massive desert, like huge college. So she went to college. She's at least at college. Like I was working. So
mm,
she has this whole college experience, like proper American college, like frat and sorority. And she says absolutely awful.
interesting.
So
What about it doesn't she like?
she says the people there just suck. Like they're super self-centered. And I was like, South Africans are the friendliest people. And like you can have like a core friend group and like if there's a problem, like someone in your friend group will answer the phone. Whereas like she says like she has like two friends and like that's it. And like everyone there
Interesting.
is just very fake and for themselves and very fake on the appearance. Like it's just it's like the movies.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I have this kind of idea that I feel like California would be nice and like the people there would be
Yeah.
similar-ish maybe to here, but I have no experience and wouldn't be able to
I had a
say.
friend study in San Diego
Um,
and she was like, it's pretty similar to Cape Town.
mm. I think people who are like do a lot of exercise and close to nature and part of like very healthy, thriving communities, whether it be like sport related, as in, everyone in South Africa, well, a lot of people in South Africa get behind our national sports teams, like all those
Yeah.
kinds of things, I think are very good for social lubricant.
Yeah.
Because like I remember one of the coolest memories I have, I think it was, I don't know if it was a Lions tour or if it was we were playing Wales or something. I was in the Mojo Market watching the Springboks, and there were like obviously hundreds of like, or at least tens of random people by me,
Yeah.
and we scored, and like I jumped up, and it was like quite a tight game, and like I jumped up and hugged and embraced a random man,
Random.
like a random dude, and he was fucking pumped, and I was pumped, and I was like,
This is
only in South Africa,
yeah,
like,
honestly.
slash sport. Because I've
Yeah.
seen some like footage of other countries and like they're
You
supporting
know,
their
it's
national
it's
teams.
sport, yeah.
But if you think about America, national sport's not really a thing there. It's all domestic. It's like
Yeah.
huge domestic competitions,
Well, they
massive.
think they are like the world. Like the
Then
NFL is like champions of the world, and I'm like, it's
it's
just
just America.
just America.
But the thing is, they're like that franchise is I think I could be wrong. Someone needs to fact check me. Maybe it's wrong. But the NFL is the biggest sports franchise in the world,
I'm sure.
and it's a domestic thing.
Yeah.
So they're like so. There's
No,
no like
this
America versus the world in
no, it's
sport, which
America.
I think is bad
Yeah.
because when it is like your country against the world, all of a sudden like so like everyone in the country is together and they're like, we've
Yeah.
got this common enemy and yay, we beat them,
Yeah.
which is sick. I think they miss out on that, and maybe that's what makes them a little bit not as nice. That being said, the Americans that have come to the gym, I've loved most of them. Like one of
Oh, I
my
have a bunch of friends. I love them.
mm,
Like I think it's just like as a whole, they're just
just
not great.
generally,
Just
just like
generally, they're
mm.
not great.
Speaking of America and photography and life and things, you were up there recently taking
Yeah.
some cool photos.
For Chicago.
How was that experience? You told me
So
about it
sick.
briefly and it sounded like a
It was
flippin'
so sick.
adventure. Yeah.
If you can like go to a world major, like I never understood what people meant when I remember Erin Goodman, she ran London and she was like world major, like it was unbelievable. Like and I thought like how different can it be to Cape Town Marathon? Like really like we there, like massive cheer zone, like cheering on, like having beers on the side, like it can't be that different. And it was just it's so wild.
But how did you end up getting involved in that to begin with?
Mike Aubrey.
Didn't you say you like tried to offer to take photos for someone and you like take it was like quite a like thing for you
Yeah.
to
So I like pushed to go take photos for Mike like with Puma and that didn't work. And then I remember I was in London, this was now August, and the marathon was in October. And I remember messaging Erin Girl and I was like, should I just pay for myself to like get there? And she was like, yes, like you will regret. Because in my head, I was like, I'm going. And then this like thing fell through. And I was like, I have enough savings. Like, let me just go. Like, I had accommodation like covered. Like, I stayed at someone that I knew. And I was like, I just need to be. And my family was planning a trip to New York over that time. So I kind of was like, hey, if I'm going to be in New York, I might as well fly out to Chicago for 3 days. Like it's right there. And I was like, I'm just going to take my savings and do this. And I did. And Mike like was like, you will take all the photos and like it will pay off. And I was like, yes, it will. So I went there on my own, like with no job lined up. Like I was just going to take photos of Mike and Heine and the escape crew. And I was like hoping something would come. And I remember Erin Girl messaged me like 2 days before and she was like, there's this runner who's part of the runner like program. She needs a videographer. And I was like, shit, I don't do video, but I'm going to learn real quick, like the basics. And I DM'd her on Instagram and I was like, hi, like Erin Girl said you need someone to come shoot for you. And she was like, yes, like I trust Erin, like you can do it. And that gig, I remember I landed in Chicago Saturday morning. I went straight from the airport to shoot with this girl. And that whole thing like paid for my Chicago trip and more. And I was like, thank God I listened to Erin in August and booked that flight because now I have that like in my portfolio. Like I have her like on Instagram. There's like my work with her, and like that just it helps so much. And then I got to do the marathon for fun. Like there was no pressure to it. There was no like deliverables or whatever. I could shoot whatever I wanted to shoot. I could shoot who and how, and it was the best day ever. Like it was so
That's
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
Have you had any subsequent work come from that?
So the person I shot for, they are coming to Cape Town Marathon next year. So hopefully something comes from that.
Geez, that is cool.
Yeah.
It's important to
Even
throw
just having that
yourselves
on my
into that.
portfolio, like now when I send it out to brands and they see that, it helps.
Who is the athlete?
Her name's Anya.
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 You said she's a
I don't remember
runner.
her
It's like
surname.
runner ambassador or something.
Yeah, she's that person who like ran a marathon in like 5 hours, regular human, like wasn't an athlete at all. She's just a regular person, and now she runs for the British team.
Oh my word.
I don't remember her surname.
That is wild.
No, she has such an insane story.
Wow, how old is she?
Yeah, in her 20s.
That is
Like she's
very
unbelievable.
impressive.
Yeah,
When
she
did she
literally
start?
went from being your average runner to just this insane elite athlete.
In what space of time?
I think 3-4 years.
Holy flip. Does she have a day job? Did she have a day job?
I don't know.
That's extremely impressive regardless.
And now she works for Runner and like does training programs and hosts a podcast for them. Like she's unbelievable. And she was so nice.
Sure.
Like, yeah.
And you said she's British?
British, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember her surname. I'll show you her after.
Yeah. Guys, take that jump, go do the thing.
No, but see, then I thought, because I'm like, oh, like, can you actually become an elite athlete? Like, if I, like, that's like me saying, I'm going to go win a race in 3 years. Like, I mean, she didn't say that, but like, how did she go from like that to like average to being elite? Like,
It'd be interesting to ask her what her mental process was
God,
like.
she has to be
'Cause
strong up
did
there.
she go into it like, okay, she maybe did it for 6 months or a year, and then
Yeah.
she maybe someone or she saw that she had incredible potential, and then
I don't know.
they said, give it horns, or was she just running for 4 years and all of a sudden
just became
there
great.
must have been a point where she realized, I'm sitting on a flippin' well of potential here that's
Yeah.
untapped. Like, let's get stuck
You
in.
have to be so locked in up there.
Yo, that's wild.
Yeah.
Was she not running at all before that?
She was literally I think she was genuinely just an average. When I say average, like she was like 6:37 minute pace. Like it wasn't like she was just a normal everyday runner.
That's bonkers.
Now she's this elite person.
You should bring her onto collective
Yeah,
when she's down.
I can ask.
Try
yeah,
organize a
that's
collective
huge,
thing.
Yeah, that'd be big.
I mean, just I would definitely go to that.
Yeah.
I'd find that interesting. How is that going, by the way? Was that what you? No, it wasn't you. It was Ali speaking to Lexi.
Yeah.
Bumped into them at
Ali and I,
Ollie's
yeah.
race,
Ali and I started it together.
What is collective for people who don't know?
Collective is
I call it collective.
Collective, yeah. It's a little passion project that we started. It actually came The idea came to us when we were watching the Two Oceans weekend, and we just saw like a bunch of people who had never run before all of a sudden start running ultras. And we were like, this is not right. Like, you shouldn't go from running 5Ks to running an ultra. It's like, I think personally, you should go 5, 10, 21, marathon, ultra. Like, you can't just jump into running 56, especially if you have no real like running background. I think it's really stupid. And I'm probably going to get cancelled for half the shit I say, but I was like, I think it's really like silly and like,
It's irresponsible.
yeah. And also like there are people who work so hard to get to that distance. And then there are people who are just like really blessed genetically and can just run and they think like, oh my God, I just smashed my first ultra. Like it's so easy. Like, I did this and this. And like, if you follow me, like you'll get there. And I'm like, no, you're
You're blessed, yeah.
blessed. Like I know friends who spend months following a training program and sacrificing Friday nights and long runs on Saturday mornings. And like, they run it and it's so hard. So like I was there and I was saying to her, I was like, this isn't like normal behavior to like just go out and run. And she was injured at the time. And like for her, she would do anything to be able to run even 5Ks. And now she's watching people who have just started running run 56. And it was like, she has no one to speak to about this, like how she's feeling. So like there must be more people out there who like are in the space but don't want to speak. And we were like, if we just have this safe space, because also everything's really tied to like a run or a ride in Cape Town. It's like, if I want to see a friend, it's like, oh, do you want to go for a run in the morning? It's never like, can we just go for a coffee? It's, oh, I'll meet you after my run for a coffee. But if you're injured and you can't do that like run, you're going to feel left out. So it's like, even at junk miles, like people started coming and walking because they were like, I can't run, but I still want to be a part of this community. And junk miles was like, you know what? Yeah, let's like have a bunch of walkers. I mean, I think there was one day where there were more walkers at junk miles than there were runners. Like, that's crazy. So yeah, the collective, it's just like this space where we bring on like people who are injured or have had injuries, or we even had Nick and Tammy who are like in the mental health industry, and like just come and speak to us about like what the mental toll is. Like none of us are professional athletes. Like there are a few, but most of us just do it for fun and to like be out in the mountain and clear our head. So like, why are we putting so much pressure on it? And if there is all this pressure, like for what? Because then you stop enjoying it and then it all becomes like so like results driven. If you don't get the results, then also like you train so hard, you run your race, you don't get your time. Oh, I didn't get my PB because this happened and I've been dealing with it. Like, no, you had an insane training block. Like, be proud of that. Yeah, your race went to shit, but like, oh, whatever. Like, the race isn't, that's not the whole thing. It's like 16 weeks of like everything you did. Like, that's what it should be about.
Why do you think people do place such pressure around things like that? Because given that, and specifically in recreational athletes, because I know a lot of professional athletes that deal with, and this is not to diminish anything, real pressure of like,
Yeah.
it's their fucking
You have
job.
sponsorships and you
And
have like
yeah,
brands who are paying you. They
yeah.
are literally paying for your entry, some flights, like if it's an then then you have to perform because you literally have people who
Yes,
are backing you.
but in the recreational space, I feel like there's almost more kind
Yeah.
of mental unease around
I
the
think everyone just
exercise
wants to be,
community.
I think everyone just wants to be the next professional athlete, or like, especially now with social media, it's like everyone is posting their long run and everyone is posting their like routine and their race build up, and it's all now just so like glamorized. Like, come train with me for my 42 like Cape Town Marathon. When Cape Town Marathon was cancelled, so many people didn't know what to do with themselves because they had like built themselves up. It was terrible, yeah. But the people who actually wanted to run like still ran.
Yeah.
And like I had a friend who didn't run and she was like, like, thank God it was cancelled. And I was like, yo, you didn't want to run.
Yeah.
Like, you actually didn't want to run. So why would you put yourself through that? Like, for me, I'm like, if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, fair. I mean, if that's
There's
what
no
recreation
point.
is, it's for fun.
I
It's not
I
like,
was literally, I was meant to run Peninsula beginning of the year. Halfway through my training block, I just stopped doing my long runs. I didn't tell my coach, but I was like, because I felt really bad because he had built the program out. But I was, every Saturday, I would run my long runs and I'd cry and I'd hate it. And I would just like, there was so much pressure around it. And I was like, for what? Like, I'm not an athlete. Like, I'm running for fun. And now I'm hating every single Saturday morning. Like, I'm not doing this. So I stopped doing my long runs, thought he wouldn't notice. He did. And then I was like, oh, Gareth, I've actually like sold my entry. And he's like, I know, PJ told me. And I was like, oh, like,
That's so funny.
sick, cool, PJ outed me. But I was like, I don't want to run this race because I actually like, I'm not going to enjoy it. So why must I go suffer to run 21 for what? Like, I don't want to do it. So I think like people these days, like it's all, I think social media plays a big part in it. And like everyone's just trying to get a sponsorship or be an ambassador. And like that definitely plays a role.
Point for women who want to get stronger without dreading the gym. If the idea of going to the gym makes you uncomfortable, then this is for you. Strong Start is a 12-week program designed to make you feel confident, supported, and actually enjoy strength training. You'll train in small groups with coaches who guide you, so you're never left wondering whether you're doing the right thing. And if you're not noticeably stronger or loving your training, we'll refund you in full. 25 spots available. Applications close the 30th of January, and we start and lock in on the 2nd of Feb.
I think also a big part of it is that people get into the thing for the wrong reason.
Yes,
I think they get into it for validation.
for sure.
And as soon as you start doing something for a reason outside of yourself, that is pressure.
Yeah,
Because like, you know, if you're doing something purely for you, you don't give a shit about
You don't care.
like what the youth, you're not going to care what I think about your snatch or your what, because you love it. You're
Yeah.
doing it for you. You're doing it because you enjoy progress. It makes you feel good. It's got nothing to do with like, I'm trying to like look strong and mobile
Yeah.
because now Seb's watching. Ooh, there's pressure. I'm not doing it for Seb.
No,
Like I'm
you're
doing
literally
it for
doing it for yourself.
myself. And I think the like that might be one sort of drawback of exercise being so broadcast now. Although I think in the sort of mainly, I think it's very good. I think the more we like publicize exercise and
yes.
popularize it and make it like desirable
people
socially,
moving, the
it's
better.
better. But I think the way that as a society we've kind of internalized that message is like, ooh, fit means valid, strong and exercise like competent means like socially accepted.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm going to do it and I'm going to try and like thrive in it so I can get more like brownie points from
Yeah.
my community, and
But,
then
like-
I put this pressure on myself, which is like that's not the point, right?
No. Like now everyone wants to run a sub 3-hour marathon. I'm like, do you know how hard that is?
It's very hard.
Like it is so hard. Like you can't just go run a sub. Like no.
I must admit, I did that thing that you and Ali were upset about.
You just went and ran an ultra.
Yes, but I had done a lot of like, not a lot,
But also you're
But
completely. I think you have a different. You have knowledge.
but I injured myself.
See.
I got plantar. I got bad plantar.
Because your body wasn't used
It was
to.
way too much too soon.
Yeah.
I'd run prior to that. So that was the year
So
after.
sorry, I wasn't meant to laugh at you.
No, it's fine. I deserved it. I look back on it, I'm like, bro, what's wrong with you? But anyway, I'd done. It was the year after I'd started running, and the way I got into running was I'd stopped rugby, and rugby was a big part of my life, and I loved physical challenge, and for me, I need like a difficult
Need
physical
something,
thing.
yeah.
So I was kind of like, I'm really not mobile and I don't like running long distances. I'm either going to do yoga or I'm going to do running, and I'm going to do that thing for 100 days straight. And that's going to be like my like
Cool.
baptism by hard thing, because like I don't do rugby anymore. And so I chose running, ended up absolutely falling head over heels, loving it
Yeah.
after like 3 weeks. And then the longest thing I did then was pretty gnarly. Like I did do a half marathon in that, but rugby you run a lot, so it was helpful. And then that year I ran my first marathon, but it was like a self marathon. Like my mom seconded me in her car. And then when is Oceans again? May or something? No, April, something like that.
Yeah, it's April.
Yeah. So then, like 2 weeks before Oceans, I was like, this is the cool thing. And everyone talks about Oceans.
Yeah, let me do
and
it.
I did this marathon thing and like, I'm going to do it. Like, sounds like fun. And it was,
56
it
Ks.
was a lot of fun. It was very hard. And afterwards, I felt like I'd been hit by a bus, but like in like the hard exercise way, not like injured. Next morning,
Couldn't
put
walk.
my foot out of bed.
Nice.
It's, oh my gosh, what's going on? It's like my foot was just gone. And for like 5 weeks, I literally hobbled
Yeah, so,
until I
like,
got
is it-
COVID. And I
Oh,
was bedridden, and then my foot healed.
brilliant.
But it was so
Full
dumb.
stress.
It was so dumb. It was like probably the single most like the dumbest thing I've done in my whole exercise life was like the too much,
Yeah.
too soon thing.
And people don't know that they're doing too much until they get injured.
But it's also kind of intuitive. Like, why do you want to do an ultra marathon like with barely a year
Because it's
of
the cool thing to
practice?
do now.
True.
Like every influencer overseas is doing some backyard ultra. So let's do it. Like let's do a backyard ultra. Oh, this one ran like, has done 3 marathons back to back. I can do that. No, you can't. Also, most of the people that you're watching on Instagram, they do it for a living. They can take 4-hour naps in the day.
Yeah, true.
You can't take a 4-hour nap in the day. Like they have nutritionists available. Like they are given supplements by the brands that back them. Like our average people like aren't doing that, and then they still think that they can go and perform like these athletes, and it's just like no.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think people are aware of what it takes to do something like that,
No.
which also I don't necessarily think is a bad thing because it removes that like glass ceiling where you're
Yeah.
like, I am capable of doing like crazy things, and I actually like that a lot. The only thing I'm not a fan of is like what I did with the ultra, where you're actually putting yourself at risk.
Yeah.
I think having big goals is
All
cool,
for big goals, but it's how you do it.
and why.
And yeah,
Like I think for you is the best reason,
yeah.
not
For me, it's if you're not
for like whatever else.
yeah, like Instagram and clout and like all of that. I'm just like, that's not why you should be doing it. Like you shouldn't be doing it because you want someone to see your video of you doing it. Like, no. It's like, yeah, I'm having a tough time with social media at the moment, and like, it's just like very frustrating.
Why don't you
Is-
just block every account that annoys you? Well, but it doesn't work on accounts
doesn't-
followed anymore because it's
But
the
also, I'm like, I
algorithm of-
kind of need like I was talking to a friend about it. I need Instagram for my like job. Like that's how I share my work, and like that's how I get work. So it's like I can't even go off it. And
Why
then
don't you post and ghost? The Joe Rogan. He says he does that. He posts and then he fucking goes straight off the platform.
I know I don't have that self.
That's hard.
I know.
I tried posting and ghosting.
I don't think I know I can't do it. Like, yeah,
That's elite level discipline.
I don't have that
Go on social
discipline.
media for your job.
I don't have
post
like. Are
your
you
thing,
telling me I'm just
get
go
off.
post and then leave? No, I can't. I like don't like. If it's there, it's there. I'm going to use it. But like,
Do you doom scroll?
yes, yeah.
How regularly per week?
Oh, all the time.
What's all the time though? First thing in the morning?
No, not first thing in the morning, but for sure I'm lying in bed at night and I'm just like,
Nah, you need to shake that. That is
know,
recipe for
it's
rage
terrible.
and
terrible.
not good.
It's terrible.
Do you sleep with your phone outside of the room?
No.
Big hack, do that. Game changer.
I need my alarm in the morning. Or I might
It's
as well
better if it's
walk.
outside. It's
Oh.
better. It's better like that. I promise
I
you.
have a skylight in my bedroom, which is so stupid. So actually in the summer I could
just
because
wake
the
up anyway.
the sun just like wakes me.
Phone in the bedroom is not
Not
good.
good.
Claire sleeps with the phone next to the bed. I don't know, but she's way more disciplined than I am. I sleep with my phone outside the
So
bedroom.
like if my alarm goes off, I like turn it off and then I like get out of bed. But I'm not like I don't go on my phone like when I wake up.
Me,
But it's just
first
there.
thing, open that phone, bank balance, email, WhatsApp,
No, see.
checking, sucked in, just vortex.
I have a 17-year-old dog at home, so that's the first thing I check when I
That's so
wake up. I'm
cute.
like, is he alive? Did he
Fuck,
did
that's
he
hectic.
make it? I don't know. So all my friends who
Shame.
know Shushan, like, no, like that is. I'm like, did he make it through the night?
What kind of dog is
A
Shushan?
beagle.
Cheapers, 17 years.
Yeah, and he's fresh, eh?
We need to synthesize Shushan's
Yeah.
genes. Get that to, what's that guy's name?
Shame,
Brian
he
Johnson.
tore his ACL actually like a couple months ago. So now he goes for a cortisone injection all the time. But he runs and he's like super active. Like you wouldn't think he's 17.
Mm,
And but in the morning I'm like, okay, that's the first thing I check. The dog.
shame, Shushan. That's so
Yeah.
sweet.
Bless.
17 is a very good innings.
Yeah.
I have another, well, former gym member friend. They don't come anymore, but they have a beagle who both of his knees or something, I think dog knees go backwards. I can't quite remember. But both of his knees,
Just
like
went.
he had to have procedures on.
Shame.
I think it could be a beagle thing. I think they have like vulnerable knees.
Poor guys.
Yeah.
Shame. Sounds like me.
Yeah, guys, you
I
got
don't
to.
have vulnerable knees. My back's just going at the moment. I feel like 50.
Which part of your back?
My lower back is for sure from my camera bag.
Really?
Yeah,
Speak to Mark about that.
for sure. That camera bag's fucking me up.
When Mark first came to me, he was riddled with back injuries
Yeah, I'm
from
telling you,
cameras.
it's so heavy. You're like carrying around like 13 kgs on your back.
That's
And
hectic.
yeah.
You need to
So,
like reconfigure the way that it distributes the
uh,
weight.
I don't know. I think I just need a new bag because it sits very low on my lower back.
Mm.
Um,
So is your back
so
bruised or is it like
no, it's
tight?
just sore. Just I feel 50 years old. Like it's awful.
Sorry,
Yeah.
that's
But
hectic.
on the Friday before UTCT, I was like running around with this bag on my back the whole day, like shooting Michaela and Ramon and like just being with my bag. And I woke up Saturday and I was like, this probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. And then I went and like my race was fun until like 5Ks in. And then I was in the pits
Mm.
and I was like, it's hot. My back is seizing. Like, I'm done. And I was ready to like DNF at this aid station. I was walking. I'd fully given up on this race. Got to Newlands. Michaela, PJ, Ali, and Gareth were there. And I was ready to be like, cool. Like, someone put me in the car. We're going home. And then I was like, oh, okay, I'm running an hour behind the time that I wanted. My 3 friends are at the top of Blockhouse. Like, I can't DNF because then I'm going to have to call them and be like, how's it, guys? I'm not coming to the top of Blockhouse.
Flip.
Thank you so much for going, though, but you can walk home now. Like, the thought of making that phone call, I was like, that phone call is more daunting than like actually finishing the race. And then I like fully chilled at Newlands. I like took my vest off, I sat down, I ate. Like, there's a photo of me, someone was like, it looks like you like chilling on the prom. And I was like, yeah, I'd given up at that point. Like, it is what it is. But my back was just like, it was so fucked. Took a cramp tablet, like,
Did that
yeah.
help though?
Yeah.
Did you take a Norflex?
I don't know whatever Ali gave me.
Okay.
I don't even know. Could have
I
literally
respect
could have been
that.
anything. And I was just like, yeah, I'll take it, sure.
Yeah, I've had that moment as well.
Because I wasn't going to take it. And then PJ and Gareth said to me, don't get a fright. There's a hill before you even start, like on the tar by Blockhouse. And I was like, I don't know about that. Like when I recce'd, I don't remember that. And then I like start running and I see everyone going up this like stupid little hill. And I'm like, oh no, let me take this tablet. Like, just let me just do it. But Blockhouse was my favorite part. Like, that's how shit of a race I had for Blockhouse to be my like favorite part.
Blockhouse is a weird one because it's pretty much always difficult, but it's also always somehow slightly shorter than you think.
So I had only ever heard bad things about it. I'd never heard a single person say something positive. So when I was training for it, that was the thing I was most scared of, was Blockhouse. And I made my 2 friends recce it with me. And when we recce'd it, I was like, shit, I'm going to die. And in the moment, it was really hard. But when we were done, I was like, oh, that wasn't as bad as everyone makes it out to be. And then on race day, it was the exact same thing. Like, there's a photo of me smiling, going up. And I was like, I don't know, maybe it's because I like actually don't push myself that much. But I'm like, it was my favorite part. Like,
That's a huge win.
yeah.
For the worst or the one that you kind of expected to be the worst.
Like, that was my favorite part of the day, was Blockhouse. I don't know if it was because I knew that my 3 friends were at the top waiting for me and I just wanted to get up there and like get that part over with. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Blockhouse for next year.
Which event was it again?
I did 23.
That's proper. Congrats.
It was so shit.
Would you
9
would
a.m.
you do it
start
again?
on a Saturday.
That's late.
Yes.
Cooking.
It was like 27 when we started. It was so hot.
Would you do it again?
I don't know. I feel like if they made the start time earlier, I want to do 35 next year. I think I've realized I prefer climbing to running.
Interesting. Okay.
But 35 I like going slow.
Okay.
I don't think I like the act of running. I've thought about this. I don't think I like the act of running. I think I like running with my friends. I like the loop by myself, Opal's Corp, cool. But like, don't make me do a long run by myself. Like, I'm not mentally strong enough for that. And I like being out there for like 5-6 hours, but I can do that on a hike. I don't need to like necessarily do that on a run.
Fair.
And like all my long runs, there was a lot of climbing. Like my friend who plotted all my routes, like he was brutal and he made me climb so much. And it was like those were the only moments that I actually enjoyed out of my long runs. And then the minute I had to start running, I was like, oh God.
Mission, yeah.
What a mission. I have to like move my legs. Like, no. So
It's not why I'm here.
35, there's like so much climbing. You have Platter Clip, you have Cliff Corner, you have the stairs in Newlands, you have Blockhouse.
Yeah, then you will like it.
It's all climbing.
I say to most people the 55 is easier than the 35, but if you
Someone said that to me as well.
if
Just,
you
I'm
prefer
not
the climbing,
55Ks.
then the 35 will be better.
55 is just
'Cause
terribly long.
It is long. It's a long day, but it's a flippin' beautiful route because you
Yeah.
run on that like Llandudno beach and
I don't like
Sandy
running on the
Bay and stuff.
beach.
It's not so much about the running as the views, you know. It's like
I
the
know,
views
yeah,
are
that's
cool.
why we do everything.
But no, if you like climbing, then 35 is perfect.
But
'Cause
now I've
it's
done
very-
16 last year, did 23 this year. Next year is 35. So I feel like I've got to collect the medals in like order now.
That's pretty cool
The
though.
following year, maybe I'll do 55.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe in 2
And then we
years'
stop
time
there.
you'll start to like running.
Yeah.
You never know. You don't know Erin in 2 years. Could be a totally
Last
different.
year, if you said to me, do you want to go on a run? I'd say, there's no ways. I'll meet you for a walk. I didn't run last year. Ray from Puma, he always laughs at me when he sees me running because he's like, you said you will never run. Hey, I hated running. I only started running in July last year. Like, yeah. Now, I don't think I like the act of running. I like it when I'm with my people and like with friends. I'll stop 10Ks is the furthest I'll go on the road. I don't like road running. It's very boring for me. Like on the trail, like it's just so pretty up there.
But you're into
And I
your
find I can like turn off on the mountain. I
Yes.
can't turn off on the road. On the road I speak very badly to myself because I'm so bored and I'm not distracted. So like the thoughts just like take over. Whereas like on the mountain I'm
you're focused.
focused on like not eating shit and like it's just really pretty.
And lifting, what's the mental experience like for you lifting? Because you've got a lot of experience in that.
Yeah, my friend Nathan will laugh at my lifting. I used to be way more into it, and I think when I was into it and like just started out, I was super strong and like my numbers were going up quite quickly because you're so new to it that your body's just like, oh my God, what's happening?
Beginner gains.
Yeah, literally. And then, but I don't know, I think it's a different switch.
It is different.
It's a completely different switch. I never doubted myself when I was lifting. I never like looked at the bar on the squat rack and was like, I can't do that. Like my friend Nathan, he will lift. It will be the ugliest lift, but he will do it every time because he looks at the bar and he's like, I can do that. And he just does. Like I don't ever, snatch is the only time I've like looked at the bar and I'm like, that's not going up.
Because that's the one I used the
I was
example
like,
of.
that's not going up. But like cleans, jerks, like I'll look at the bar and I'll be like, I can confidently do that, even though I'm probably not going to do it. But I'm not going to like, I'll walk up to the bar with confidence and like do that like first initial pull and then be like, no, it's not going. But like if you had to tell me like when my friend was sending me my long runs and he'd plot like 16Ks, I'd be like, I literally can't do that. I'd be like, you need to adjust it. So it's like, I don't know why it's so different. I don't know.
Maybe it's because
Maybe it's because the lift doesn't take 5 hours.
yeah, it's a moment. It's like 15 seconds,
literally,
if that.
It's done.
Which is more. What's weird though, is that I think, like, I can more easily find the sort of this like limit of like what is possible in the weight room than running.
Yeah.
Like running, gun to my head, I don't know how long I could run for. I
Yeah.
think most people are very they underestimate how long they can
for
actually
sure.
go for.
Yeah.
Whereas weights, once you get to your max,
You there.
that's your
You
fucking
there.
max.
Yeah.
You're not doing any more,
Yeah.
and you can get there very quickly. Just like keep loading it up. Okay, that's
Yeah.
impossible now for you right
Yeah.
now. You can't do. You
literally
cannot do
you can't
anymore.
lift it. It's not going.
But if you just like run and run and run and run,
No,
and
but
you
I
never
think
know.
for me mentally, I turn like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, just keep loading the bar, keep loading, like just keep like. I'm like, oh, I can keep going. But like, if you tell me to run an extra kilometer, I'm like, for the 23. We hit, I remember it was me and there was one random lady. Our Garmin hit 23 and we were still in the park. And she looked at me and she was
That's
like,
stressful.
we should be done. I was like, we should be done. We still, and I was like, how long is this thing? because some races
Could
are
be 25
could be
Ks.
25. But in my head, I was at 23, I was stopping because that's what I'd signed up for. And I was like, shit, I'm nowhere near the finish. Like, how? And I ran, I think it was like an extra like K and a bit. And I was like, this is ridiculous. But
How
like,
dare they?
how dare they? They lied. But yeah, like my body, like I carried on, but like I wasn't happy doing it. And like in my head, I wanted to stop, but I was like, there's no way I'm walking to the finish line. That's just embarrassing. But like, yeah, I don't know. The weight room, it's like very different. And I don't know, it's a completely different environment. And I
Yeah.
think maybe it's because like where I started strength based. Whereas most of my friends like started as runners or cyclists and then like incorporated strength, whereas I was strength and then incorporated running. So like, I don't know. For me, it's just a
By the
happy
way,
place.
how come you don't train at a Virgin or something and you train like a more commercial space
I
and you
think
train with
because I
us?
worked there in New York, it like ruined
Where did you work in New York?
at Equinox.
Oh, and that was obviously
Um,
very
it was it was
sort
like
of
a
premium.
silo
Yeah, it's like a silo
Virgin
version.
Active. And I don't know, I remember I once went to the Virgin Active in Greenpoint. I don't remember why I went. It was for something. It wasn't to train. Yeah. And I remember walking in and I saw the like main floor and it was all guys in their like little gym tops and their gloves. And I was like, this is intimidating. I feel intimidated in a gym. And it was the first time I'd ever felt intimidated in a gym.
Mm.
And I was like, this is awful. And at the time I was at a CrossFit box and CrossFit boxes are like so welcoming and friendly and they don't care what level you're at. Like you could be a beginner and you could be an elite. Like you will get the same, like they will treat you the same. And it's so lovely. But then after Equinox in New York, I worked at a like private member, kind of like how Horizon is, and except it was like a private members like tier system, so like not anyone could join, and that was like very bougie. And I was like, this is what I want. Like if I was ever to join like a commercial gym. And then when I left CrossFit, like I knew straight away I was coming to Horizon because I was like, you can come in, everyone is nice, everyone is friendly. It's like a safe space, or like all women like rave about like how like welcoming they feel. And I was like, this is just like, yeah, much better than a
That's very cool.
commercial gym. I hate them. Like
Mm.
I just can't. Like,
So would you say you felt sort of like pre-welcomed and less intimidated by Horizon because of what you'd heard from people who go
Yeah.
there, who went there before you joined, obviously?
yeah, it was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know, just like it's a really safe space. And like a lot of my friends do the classes and they like love it. And I look at the people who do the classes and I'm like, they wouldn't walk into Virgin Active.
Mm.
I don't think they train. If it, like if it was no Horizon and Virgin Active, it would be no training.
Mm.
Like
That, you know what's so crazy?
like,
What you
that's
just said?
just how it
That's
is.
like the whole point.
Yeah,
Is like to get people who
I'd
would
rather
have
not
otherwise
train.
trained,
Yeah,
but they don't because there isn't a thing that
yeah.
kind of speaks to them.
Like it's just, and I have friends who go to Virgin Active, and I'm like, just like some people love it. Also, I think it's what you want to get out of your gym experience. So like for CrossFit, it's you go to your CrossFit class, you're out like 15 minutes early, you chat, you do your class. Like in the class, you're chatting, and then you will go afterwards and get like coffee, or you go to the market and you get a beer, and then you land up watching the rugby together. Like you spend so much time together. Whereas like at a Virgin Active, it's like you go and you do your workout and you leave.
Mm.
No one's chatting, no one's like making connections. Like I see the Horizon crew, like they all go get coffee after, and I'm like, that's like what it should be. But there's also people at Horizon who come in, work out, and leave. Like it depends what you want to get out of your session.
Yeah, I think the Virgin experience also works for a lot of people, and like
Yeah.
they they cater to a lot of needs, and like their amenities and stuff are good when looked after.
Yeah.
So it definitely is like an offering that works for some people, but there are a ton of people in the same boat where it's just
I
you
don't know.
want something a little bit more community based
Yeah.
and that does feel more
And
welcoming.
it's not like Virgin Active is cheap.
No,
Like
it's not cheap enough
not
to be
cheap,
like,
yeah.
okay, I'm going to
I'm
just
like,
go to
okay,
that 'cause
fine,
of
I'll
the
just go
price.
in and get my workout done. It's like if I'm paying, I want to get something out of it.
Mm,
So
that's cool.
yeah.
What is next for Collective? What's next on the cards if you can share with us on this platform?
We have a lot of planning to do. We obviously want to make it like a regular thing, like at least once a month.
Jeez, that's a lot.
Is
For
it?
passion project, once a month. For me,
One
that sounds like a
workshop
lot.
a month.
What about once a quarter? Let me not
People are
talk you off
depressed, hey?
the edge
People
of this. Once a month is going to be cool, because then people are like,
People are like always depressed.
they build
People
it
are
into
always
their
injured. Like,
true, and they build it into their habits. Then it's kind of like a
Yeah.
first Thursday vibe.
yeah.
It'd be like first Fridays or something, or I don't know, when people are on the
But it's just
anxiety.
like finding like finding like different spaces to like hold it in, and then also like finding, because the like community in Cape Town is so small that we don't want to bring on like people that everyone already knows, if that makes
Why
sense.
not? Because what if people
So we
already
obviously
know can,
do, but like we want to like open it up to people who we have no ties to, who like have a cool story. So it's just like sitting down, like making a list and finding those people. And then also like Ali and I were speaking, like we want to make like kind of a journal that people can like bring to the workshop, so that like if they come once a month, they just come with this book, they write down their notes and all of that. But then it's also like we're doing this ourselves, like everything costs money. So it's like, yeah, it's a passion project, but like it's a pretty expensive passion project.
you must leverage
So,
partners. You can try and get like,
Trying,
email, like, I mean, they're huge, but like Typo, and be like, would you guys do this
Yeah.
thing? Because it's great PR for them to be aligned with a
Yeah.
mental
like
health.
throw us a journal,
like,
typo.
you
Come
know,
on.
Come on, guys.
Some
We're doing this
one-bill
whole thing for
typo.
basically doing this event. Like, your thing is just here,
Yeah.
and everyone's associating
Your
this
name will go
amazing
on the
thing.
postcard. Come on.
Partnerships are difficult.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's not something that I kind of own at Horizon, but it is hard.
No, yeah.
It's a lot of work.
I mean, even like with the running groups that I'm a part of, like they have partnerships, and it comes with a lot of rules and like things that you have to do because they say you're doing it. They're doing it because they're giving the money, and it's maybe not something you really want to do, but like you have to.
Yeah, they're terms
Otherwise,
attached.
you're getting your money pulled.
So there's no specific next thing solidified yet. Okay,
No,
fine.
Yeah. Also, it's like
Alright.
December. No one's really here.
Yeah, people aren't doing things.
So we definitely want to do one. What's the first race? We're not doing one before Beta Bay.
Peninsula.
Yeah, I think was going to be. Then Ord would have been in Feb or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
Same.
If people want to find Collective, or they want you to come and capture some sporting moments or otherwise, where do they find you, and where do they find Collective?
Collective is the Collective on Instagram. And then I think I'm Erin Goodman _. I always get my Instagram messed up. But also if you just type in Erin Goodman, like I come up as the
Okay.
first one. Yeah.
Awesome.
Don't know how that works, but pretty sick. Yeah.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for
Thanks
being
having
here.
me.
Thanks
It
for
was
being
less stressful than I thought.
It's just a conversation. It's just a bit of
I
a
know, but
bit
I
of a
don't
brain
like
prick.
being in front of the camera. Like I see there's a camera. I don't like the
Yes,
camera.
but
This isn't stressful. It's that thing.
true. I, weirdly enough, when we started this, we only had the mics, and that did like change it a little bit.
Yeah.
But then it's kind of like a book. It melts away when you get into it.
Nope, I've noticed it there the whole time. I haven't
Not
looked
the
at it
camera.
once. Oh, you're saying the mic.
The only reason I noticed the camera is because there's this like the screen on it. You lucky your
can't see
monitor's
the
faced
monitor,
away.
yeah.
Then you'd be looking there the whole time.
I'd be like, oh, hello.
But yeah, it was lovely chatting, and I'm sure we'll have many more chats at the
Yeah.
gym, as we do.
On the couch.
On the couch.
couch.
Yes. But yeah, thank you for the time.
Thanks.
And we will catch you in the next episode. Cheers.
Woo.
Thank you so much for listening to the show, guys. We love answering specific questions. So if there's anything you want to know, leave a comment or reach out to us directly at HorizonZA on Instagram, or email us at movement@horizongym.com. Until next time, I'm your host, Seb Prentice, and this is Beyond Physical.